Excellent. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hope you've had a good week since I've seen you last, and you're ready for another mindful movement session here. As always with these sessions, just do the best you can. If you need to take any breaks or any hydration break or rest or whatever it may be, just feel free to do so. If there's any exercise you can't do, either do your best version of it. I'll be guiding you on some different adaptations as we go through, as always. But just do the best you can here, and just do what you can. And if you do need to skip an exercise or change it up a bit, don't be scared to do so. But this is a nice, easy, relaxing session just to help you to become, as the title says, a bit more mindful with your movement. So with that out of the way, let's get started with it. So just get yourself in a nice, comfortable position and start with some nice, deep breathing going in through the nose, out through the mouth. And over the next couple of breaths, when you're ready to, let's start to close down the eyes and keep focusing on that breathing there. Just in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice deep breathing, nice and controlled. And notice how it affects your body. As you breathe in, notice your lungs fill up, your posture improves as you do so, and how it feels to have that scent around your body as well. Maybe it feels a bit tingly as you do so. And also on the out breath as well, notice how it feels when you're breathing out, your shoulders relax down, you get that wave of relaxation come over your body as well. So just as you're breathing, don't just breathe, be mindful of your breath and how it's impacting you, your body and your mind. And now by doing this, we'll be in a much more relaxed state. But keep your breathing going. And as you do so, just first of all, let's thank ourselves for being here today. As we always say during these sessions, turning up is often the hardest part. So now you're here. That's great. We've done that first bit. So congratulate yourself for that. But also remind ourselves that we are here now for the next hour. Let's try and stay mindful. Let's try and stay focused on the task at hand, whether it's the breathing, whether it's the movements we'll be doing. And don't worry about what's happened before us today, other things around us that may be distracting us, or things that are coming up later. Let's stay present and stay focused. And anytime you find your mind wandering today and thinking about things outside of this session, just bring yourself back in and bring it back into the focus of the session. Good. And then let's start to open up our eyes now. And as we breathe in now, let's shrug our shoulders up, give them a nice squeeze as we do so. And as we breathe out, just relax it down and just go back and forth between the two here. And you might even get a little bit of clicking and clunking as you do so. But just go nice, good range of motion, bringing it up and squeezing it and relaxing it down. You can almost not just relax down, but like push them down as well as you come down. Just a good range of motion here, linking it in with the breathing as well. So as you breathe in, bring it up. As you breathe out, relaxing it down. Fantastic. Keep that going there. Good. Now, instead of coming up and down, we're going to push them forwards and then bring those shoulder blades back together. So squeezing the shoulder blades back as you breathe in and then pushing them forwards as you breathe out. And let me show you that from the side as well, just in case you need it. Just pushing the shoulders forwards and then bringing it back And back and forth between the two. Yeah, let's put our hands down by our side. And now as you breathe in, we bring the hands up to around about the shoulder height. And as you breathe out, we turn them over and push them down. So breathe in, hands up, turn them over, breathe out, push down. Yeah, nice, easy, gentle movements as we're doing this. As you're breathing in, lifting up. As you're breathing out, pushing down. Good. Now, as you breathe in and bring it up. And as you breathe out, push them forwards and then relax them down to the side, repeating that movement. Breathe in, breathe out, push forwards, relax down. If you need to on this, you can do it just with the one arm if you need to just push forwards with one if you haven't got much balance. But try and do it with both hands if you're able to. And just use that core to support you as you bring it up. And especially when you bring it forwards as well. Then we can press the side. Good work. Okay, let's bring the hands together in a prayer position. And then we're going to reach up, reach out, around, and then back to the middle. Let's repeat through that. If you can't get all the way up with your arms, just get to where you can. If that's just up to head height, that's fine. Even if it's just a small range of motion, whatever you can do here to get those arms up, out, and around. Good work, everybody. Let's do a few more here. And now let's reverse it. Okay, so coming down, out and around, hands together at the top, and then bring it down and through. And if you can't quite get your arms up that high, again, just bring it in to where you can on this. Yeah, bringing it down here, resting the arms on our lap, and let's just do some shoulder rotations here, just going either direction, because we will change in a minute anyway. So just going nice, gentle circles round. And if you have not continued doing that focused breathing, we can come back to it now. So just nice deep breaths going in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's change direction. So no work. Okay, let's bring the hands up to around about shoulder height here. I'm going to take one hand and push it forwards, and then bringing it back in. As you push out, breathe out. As you bring it in, pull it back in with the breath. And with this, I want you to do nice fluid movements. So it's not 1, 2, it's one long movement. Okay. So just nice flowing with this, linking it with that breath, pushing out, breathe in, pull in. Repeat through on the other side, back and forth, one side then the other. Good range of motion. The reason we want that nice fluid motion as well is because in order to achieve that, we need to be focused on the movement the whole way through. Because we could just do the movements, but then it's easy for our mind to wander. But if we try and focus on having it one fluid movement, we're focused so much on the exercise that we don't worry about all the things that's happening around us. And as we said at the beginning of the session, before, after, all the distractions around us, we're just solely focused on the movement and the breathing as well. And when we can focus on just our breath or just our movement, that helps to relax our mind, reduces those stress levels down, and to help us just to relax that a little bit more, which is good. That's what we want from this type of session. Let's extend that a little bit further now. So as you bring it forwards, lean into it, bring it back in, and then repeat on the other side. So just coming into it, leaning forwards, reaching out as best you can, and bringing it back in. With this, you can almost try and get a little bit of a stretch at the front as well by just pushing that shoulder forwards as you bring it arm forwards as well, and feel a little bit of a stretch. And I don't mind if you want to bring it forwards and then across slightly as well. That would increase that stretch a little bit more. So you bring it forward. So if, say with my left arm, bring the left arm forwards, then over to the right side. So across the body. And that just adds a little bit more of a stretch in the muscles that are being stretched here in the mid and lower back area. You might feel it in the back of your shoulders a little bit as well. Yeah, let's take it one step further now. So reach forwards the best you can. And then as you come back, bring it up and over and down behind you. Let me show you that from the side as well. So I'm leaning forwards the best I can, reaching that arm forwards, then coming up and over on the way back, right the way down. Then we're swapping to the other side, reaching forwards, and then up and over on the way back. And just repeating one side, then the other side. And here we're getting a stretch in here, but then as we come up and over, that stretch shifts, especially when we get to the back, we get it across the chest there, and then over to the other side. And as always, if you can't do the full range of motion on this, even if it's just a shorter range, that's absolutely fine. Doing what you can here with this. So let's bring it into the middle now. And we're going to do the same thing, but instead of going forwards this time, we're going to go out to the side. So we're going to start with the basic setup, which is pushing out to the side and then bringing it back in. Out to the other side and then back in. And just going out nice and simple to start with. And then as you push out to the side, breathe out. As you bring it in, breathe in. If you can't bring the arm all the way out to the side, just get to where you can. That's just a short range of motion, that's fine. Try and get out as far as you can on this one. Okay, let's extend that a little bit more now out to the side. Bring it back in and then extend it out to the other side. And if you can, try and bring that ear down onto the shoulder as you do so. Just get a little bit of a neck movement in there as well. Getting good range of motion. And you can see here as well, with the opposite arm, I'm holding on to my chair. If you've got the ability to hold on to your chair, that may just help you just to focus on the range of motion rather than trying to support yourself or balance out to each side. Okay, now let's reach out to the side. But instead of coming straight back, we'll come up and over and down. Reaching out to the side, up, over, just like so. Good. If you can't get up and over all the way, you can just come up over the front a little bit more and across the body. So the arm comes to the opposite hip. So here I'm pushing left arm out, coming up and over, left arm comes down towards the right hip. Or if you can't come up and over, we come across the front and still do the same there. And even if that's a slightly bent arm as well, that's absolutely fine. Whatever you need to do here to get the best range of motion possible, but also is not causing any pain. That's what we want. Yeah, bring it in there with this one. And the next one we're going to do, we take our right arm first of all, bring it across the left side. Then once you're across there, you're going to drag it all the way around back to the middle again. Then we take the left arm, come over to the right side, and then drag it all the way around the front, back around to the left. And then right arm across, and then dragging it around. So the arm comes across the body, then comes around to the front the best we can. Let me show you from the side as well, just in case camera angles don't show as well as we need it to. So I'm coming across the body, and then I'm coming around, back. Good. And you get a bit of a stretch across the back of the shoulder as you come across, and then as you drag it around, that stretch comes to the front of the shoulder and the chest as well. As you come across, don't just put your arm across. Try and reach and stretch. When you start to feel that stretch, then start to come round until you feel that stretch again on that side. Reach across, feel the stretch, round, start to feel the stretch in the front. Good. Bringing it into the middle here. Let's just do some shoulder rotations. Change direction. Okay, let's just go into some more. So we started off adding in some stretches there. Let's continue to do that. And the next one we're going to do, we're just going to hold it a little bit longer now, these stretches. We're going to reach over to the side and then feel that stretch. It should be sort of down in sort of the back of the armpit area-ish. And then we're going to hold that for about 5 seconds. Then we're going to go over to the other side and then hold that for about 5 seconds. I'll let you count your own 5 seconds, but just go back and forth between the two. If you feel like you want to hold it a little bit longer, that's fine. You know, if you want to hold it for 10 seconds as well, that's also okay. Just holding it there, just like so. Now, if you can't get your arm all the way up and over like so, we can always come a little bit more to the front or a little bit lower, but just wherever you can get to, you'll start to feel of a stretch. Hold it there for 5 seconds at least, and then going over to the other side. But again, I'll let you count if you feel like you want to just hold it longer. I'll hold it for less time. We're just feeling a bit of a stretch there as we do so. It's good work, everybody. Let's keep that going. Bring that down. Let's on this one. We're going to bring both hands back until we feel that stretch across the chest there. And then we reach the arms forwards until the back rounds forwards. And with this, we've got two options. You can put both arms forwards, or as you come forwards, you can bring one arm forwards instead. Then as you come back, then you'll swap it over. If you're as you're doing the forwards momentum, whether you're doing it alternating arms or just both arms, try and really round that back, open it up a little bit, and get that good stretch in that back area. Yeah, now we've got the idea of it. Let's hold each one of those for a little bit longer. So about 5 seconds, like we did on the previous one. So hold it out for about 5 seconds. And then reach forwards, either one arm or both. And again, hold it there for about 5 seconds. Bringing it back. Yeah, this feels like it's doing some good work. This one does for me today. Obviously need it. Yeah, it'll work. Okay, let's just give ourselves just a little bit of shoulder rotation just off that one because it can be quite intense. And we've got one more stretch to do here before we move on. And that one's going to just be the one where we bring arms up around about shoulder height. I've got an alternative version for this as well. We rotate them back behind us and then rotate them down and forwards. Then we come to the side as well. So we're going to bring the arms up and then we go back with them and then right the way down. So I like to do it with the thumbs up. So thumbs pointing forwards here and then thumbs pointing behind here until we feel that stretch. You might not feel it too much in this area, but especially when you come back, you're probably going to feel it there as we rotate and stretch those rotator cuff muscles. If you can't hold your arms up like this, you can do the same, but bring the elbows in and then point out to the side. It's the same exercise essentially, but the arms are just lowered here. So if you can't do it like so, just bring it down. You get a shorter range of motion, but you're essentially doing the same here on this. Yeah, let's ease out of it. Give ourselves a little bit of a wiggle and let's have a little bit of a hydration break now. So let's take the time if you've got a drink with you. If you don't have a drink with you, I do recommend bringing them to these sessions. Even though we're not getting our heart rate up and moving lots, we are doing lots of movement and lots of stretching, and hydration helps to keep everything mobilizing nicely. So always recommend to stay hydrated during these sessions, even though we're not necessarily sweating and all that kind of stuff that you would usually think about hydration when it comes to exercise. But you may be sweating as well because some of these exercises can be hard to hold, hard to stretch. So it's going to be different for everybody. Good. Okay, now let's go on to our neck and spinal movements. So get yourself nice and comfortable. Let's just do some breathing to refocus ourselves and then we go into it here. So nice deep breath in through the nose Out through the mouth. And when you're ready to, let's just go through some mobility in the neck. So looking up and down to start with here. Nice, easy, gentle movements all the way up, all the way down, back and forth between the two. Just mobilizing the neck. Nice, easy movements. We don't need to go through a massive range of motion to get a lot of benefit. Even a short range means that we're starting to mobilize it, starting to get things moving, and that just helps to keep this neck nice and healthy in the long run. And the next time you find your head in the downwards position, let's just hold it there and just let gravity take over and just start to pull that head down, stretch out the back of the neck a little bit there, and just mobilize things a little bit more. So just a bit of a pause here in this position, stretching out the back of the neck. And then when you're ready to ease out of it, do a couple of looking up and downs as we ease out of it. And then the next time you find yourself looking up, let's hold that position. And you might feel like this is a good enough stretch just holding it looking up. If you want to increase it though, make sure the mouth is closed. And then put your hand on the sternum, just at the bottom of the neck there, and gently pull down as you keep the mouth closed, stretching out those muscles in the front of the neck there. It's out of it there again. A couple of looking up and downs, just as we ease out of it. And then let's go into our rotation, looking side to side, one way, then the other, back and forth between the two, nice and gentle. And starting to mobilize those vertebrae in the spine in their rotation movement. And the next time you find yourself looking to the left, let's hold the position there. You might find this is a good enough stretch just by holding the position. If you want to take it a little bit further, again, keep the mouth closed. Then we could put our, as we're looking to the left, put our left hand around about the right collarbone and gently pull it down, or gently pulling it down diagonally towards the right armpit. So that's looking to the left, left hand on the right clavicle or collarbone, and gently pulling it diagonally downwards towards the right armpit. And that just helps to increase that stretch, especially between that collarbone and the jaw. And it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to just be enough just to stretch it here. Keep things mobilized. And then ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights. And then the next time you find yourself looking to the right, let's hold that position. If you need to increase it, as we're looking to the right, right arm onto the left collarbone, gently pulling that downwards towards the left armpit, feeling that stretch. Feeling that there. Now let's ease out of it. Doing a couple of lefts and rights. And then let's go into our lateral flexion now. So one ear to one shoulder, one ear to the other shoulder, back and forth between the two. Nice and controlled. Bringing the ears to the shoulder in a nice controlled manner. And now the next time you find your left ear coming to the left shoulder, let's hold it there. And then we're going to take our right arm and we're going to try and pull it down towards the floor. You may find that you don't need to do that. You're already getting a good stretch with the left ear to the left shoulder. But just taking it a little bit further is just dropping that arm down and trying to pull it towards the floor. Or you might find it better to put the arm behind your back to do so. So you've got three options there. Hand on the lap, feeling that stretch. Want to increase it a little bit more, you bring the arm down by the side. Or an alternative to that one is to bring the arm behind you. It all depends on what feels good for you to get that stretch in. Ease out of it. Do a couple of lefts and rights. And now when you're ready to bring the right ear to the right shoulder, then we can either rest the left arm on the lap, bring it down by the side, or bring it behind you, whatever feels best. Ease out of it there, doing a couple of lefts and rights. Good. Now let's go through the rest of our spine. So getting ourselves into position here. And we'll just go through our flexion extension to begin with. So just extending through. flexing down, arching back like a high jumper, curling over like a prawn or a shrimp, and just going back and forth between the two. And just good range of motion on this. It doesn't need to be a massive range, but just try to do the best you can on it. See there, I've got that arch in that spine. And as I'm coming over, I'm curling over. It's not just bending forwards and sitting up straight. It's curling over and arching back. Good work, everybody. Let's go into our rotation now. So rotate round to one side, round to the other, back and forth between the two. Yeah, and then let's go into our lateral flexion, reaching down to one side, reaching down to the other, back and forth. Yeah, and then bring it into the middle here. Some of our yoga movements or yoga-like movements today. We start with our simple progression. That's where we're going to reach down to the floor. Then as we come up, first of all, we come up with a flat back. Then we go back down. Then we kind of come up with the curl back. Imagine each vertebrae in your spine is stacking one on top of the other. The neck finishes the movement. Bring the hands together, up, out, around, and then coming all the way back down to the starting position. Up with a flat back to about 45 degrees. Then coming back down, curling up on the second time up. Vertebrae stacking all on top of each other. Neck finishes the movement. Hands together, up, out, and around. Back to the starting position. Feel free to go in your own time, in your own pace. And just nice, easy movements through this here. Beat it on this one as well. So we come down to the ground. Lift up with a flat back to about 45 degrees. Coming back down, curling up this time. Sitting up straight, palms together, reaching up, out, around, and all the way down. And just keep going through that there. Good work. Just nice fluid movements from one to the next. Almost like it's one big movement rather than lots of movements put together. And let's do one more wherever you're at, or finish the one you're on. Good. Okay, let's go into bringing up one arm onto our lap, just like so. And we're going to rotate up to the sky, point towards the ceiling. Then we're going to come down, thread the needle through that gap, and go back out again. Go back and forth between the two. I'm going to come to the side so I can show it from here, because it shows it a little bit better sometimes when I do this. So this arm is on the lap. The other arm rotates away from it, pointing up towards the sky. Then we come down through the gap here, pointing over, back and forth. And change over to the other side. So the other arm on the lap. Rotate out. Then rotate in through the gap you created, pointing over to the other side. And back and forth. If you can't bend all the way forwards, we can come just across the body instead, rather than coming all the way down and through the gap you created. So just do a shorter range of motion. Yeah, then ease out of it there. Let's just do a little bit of breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, relax ourselves back down as we're coming into the last bit of our session today, which is going to be our meditation part. So just nice deep breath in, breathing out. And today we're going to go through our body scan. If you've not done this before, essentially together, and I'm going to guide you through it. We're going to start with the top of our head. We're going to go all the way down to the tip of our toes, checking in with each part of our body as we go along and just seeing how it feels. Doesn't matter if it feels good or bad or indifferent or whatever it may be. We're not worrying about it specifically. We're just checking in and seeing what our body has to say to us, just so it brings us to each part to the forefront of our mind and just helps us to focus on it individually. So let's get started. Again, nice deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, closing the eyes down if you haven't already. And let's bring the focus into the top of our head, into the crown area here. Again, we're not trying to solve anything here. We're just trying to observe and maybe start to think why it might feel this way. And you can do that just by focusing on it, or if you need to touch or give it a wiggle or whatever it is, feel free to do so. So coming down from the crown into the forehead now. And again, I like to give this a little bit of a wiggle, and that just helps me to determine how it feels. Coming down now into the eyes and feeling how they are. And for me, myself, I know that particularly today, they're feeling pretty good, especially for this time of night for us in the UK. It's feeling pretty good. So I've obviously well rested from earlier in the day. Moving down now through the cheeks, into the jaw, and seeing how that feels. Always aching after a long talking session. So just noticing that, being aware of it, and then moving on. Let's go down through our neck, which we've obviously just mobilized and exercised the neck not too long ago. So maybe feeling good range of motion, but also maybe feeling a little bit tired, a little bit achy, that's perfectly normal. But if it's free flowing, that's good. Now let's go down into the shoulders, and again we can give it a wiggle, give it a move, see how things are. Is it clunking when you move it? Is it feeling good? Let's just put the focus there for a second. And then moving on down the arms. Are the arm muscles okay? We can help that by moving at the elbow joint and checking in with that elbow joint at the same time and just seeing how it feels. Putting the focus there, see what feedback we get. And then moving on. Let's go down through our lower arms now into the wrist areas. And I know for myself, I had a little bit of problem with my wrists recently. They're just aching a little bit more than they normally do. So I can just put that focus on there, maybe just spend some time with it to notice how they are. So I'm doing this in my own time just to keep focused on how these wrists feel. Coming down now through our hands, going into our fingers, we can give them a wiggle. Are they moving all right? Are they feeling good? Cool, let's bring that focus all the way up to our arms again and into our spine. And with the spine in particular, I just like to imagine, you know, those skeletons you see in science classes or doctor's offices, whatever it may be. I like to just imagine that spine in myself. So as it is lining up the vertebrae and just seeing how it is as I'm going through each vertebrae, feeling it, giving myself some movement, seeing if there's any sticky points, anything that feels easily movable, and just going through that. But again, we've mobilized that recently. So it's probably feeling quite mobile, but maybe a little bit sore, maybe a bit achy. That's perfectly normal. Let's go down now into our hips and seeing how they feel there. Good. And for me, I can't really feel this area, but I'm still putting the energy and the focus down there and just seeing what I get back. If there's some, you know, any sort of sensation or feeling on that, I'm just observing, seeing what I can see. Bring that focus now down our legs into our knees. And again, you can move, if you can't move your legs, you can always move them with your arms, see if that gives you any sort of extra feedback. And then let's go down through our legs into our ankles area. If you can move them, feel free to wiggle them, give them a movement. If you can't, just put that energy and focus down there and see what you get back. Even if that's nothing, that's fine. We're just putting the focus down there, seeing what comes back as we go down now through our feet into our toes, sending the energy down there, send that breath down there as well. And let's keep the focus down now in our toes area. All together, we're going to do 3 deep breaths. We'll start from the tip of our toes and imagine there's a bright white light going as we breathe in, going all the way up, like almost like you're filling yourself with water, but this is with a bright white light all the way up to the top of our head. So let's start with the tip of our toes, breathing in, and then release it out. Again, breathing in, release it out. One more time, breathing in, releasing out. Return your breathing to normal. And before we open our eyes, let's just thank ourselves for being here today, for remaining focused on the task at hand, doing the things that we needed to do to make sure we're getting the most from this session. So give yourself a pat on the back or a round of applause. However you want to congratulate yourself. Well done for being here today. And when you're ready to, you can open up your eyes, come back to the room as we bring today's session to a close. Good job, everybody. There was some really good movement, really good stretching. We stayed on those stretches a little bit longer today. We built into it nicely, which is good. And you handled it really well. So well done for that today.